think that you would have been able to, as your role and as city manager, would you have been able to have your fire chief conversations and your police chief conversations as Susan as well? I mean, do you think you would have, and how do you think they would have reacted to you?
You know, initially, people do act initially very uncomfortable. It's awkward when you go from one gender presentation to the next. So it would have been awkward, but invariably, I had a fascinating experience with my barber who had been cutting my hair.
I read this story, but please tell it.
Yeah, and he said when we were going to get together for lunch, he said, I didn't sleep all night because I didn't know what I was going to say.
And how were we going to communicate? Same way we did before.
Absolutely. And when we finally met, and after we got over the initial, geez, what's all this about, the relationship was the same as it was before. It was just a little bit redefined. So it would have worked. The people in my city and my organization would have been able to deal with this if they had been given an opportunity, without a doubt.
I think it brings a very good point up with that, is that, you always got to be maintaining the best integrity and conversation and respect to everybody that you talk to, and how, you work things out. Communication is important. Never judge a book by its cover, and always try to set an example. And incredible.
Yeah, we used to train on those topics extensively.
Yeah. Well, does anybody follow them anymore? It's funny how you kind of realize it, and it is a very uncomfortable thing. I would have to assume that even in some cases, your communication back and forth is somewhat, uncomfortable in some cases as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, absolutely. When I was interviewing for the city manager job in Sarasota, and before they got an opportunity to meet me, and invariably people would admit, I didn't know what I was going to do, but now that I've met you, either A, I would not have known if I did not know, or B, now that I've talked to you, the gender issue is not nearly as significant as who you are.
As you and your thoughts and your ideas.
Your personality, your values, your sense of humor, your personality, all the things that we all judge one another on.
Can I be so bold and talk a little girly stuff?
No girly stuff. No.
And I'm sure if you can say no if you don't want to answer this question, but is it getting ready in the morning for you is a lot different than it was before? No, I just want to know.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get frustrated in the mornings with bad hair days? Or, you know what I mean? You didn't have to deal with that before.
Yeah, I actually have apologized to my wife over and over. I never imagined how difficult it was.
When you're ready to go to dinner,
and
hurry up, get in the car, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, your hair is fine. I have a Jeep in addition to my car, and she would say, I just did my hair. What's the big deal? Well, after you spend 2 hours with your hair, you don't want to get wind blown. You want to get rained on. You don't want to have to walk a long distance with high heels.
Right.
So, in fact, I think every man, as a condition of marriage, ought to have to live the life of a female as a woman and go through that process of preparation.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because
as my wife should have to watch a DVD of the reaction she gives me when I'm talking to her.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, about in just 30 seconds, if you can you explain exactly what transgender is? It's different than transsexual, and it's, am I right?
Yeah, I guess I can't give
in
you
your
a clinical
case.
definition. It's
Right.
it's when you know that your outside presentation is profoundly different than your inner spirit, and it's it's a process of trying to bring the two together as one.
I love that. I love that inner spirit. What's next for
And that
Susan?
could be in a whole lot of different cases as well, too.
Yeah, what's next?
For you. How do you...
besides the Grand Marshal on Saturday. That's huge, right?
Yeah, that's fun. This is the fun. At some point, I need to get back to the business
of
life.
How do you get paid? How are you paying the bills now?
I'm being paid by the city of Largo for the next 8 months.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's got the year
But
severance
I would like to
package.
be a city manager, but my profile is probably a little bit too high to be doing that. I'm looking at maybe working at a university, maybe speaking nationally, and I enjoy that. And other than that, we'll see. I'm trying
Is it kind of exciting to worry, but know that everything's going to be fine, to know that, there's got to be a sense of it's all going to be fine.
Yeah, it is. I've got a really strong faith in God. And the LGBT community has been extremely nurturing. That's why I wanted to be the Grand Marshal. The National Center for Lesbian Rights, who I never heard of, managed my life for almost 30 to 60 days.
Oh, I see.
So
Wow.
many people extended themselves to me, so I'm trying to get back.
But you know, for
That's
everything
amazing.
that's happened to you, Susan, you're such a role model because you didn't let anything kick you down and keep you there. You got right back up, and now you're internationally known. So,
There's
thank
a song,
you,
isn't
and
there, some internationally
congratulations.
known around the microphone?
Yeah,
I don't
stop.
know.
But
I
yeah,
can't
I mean,
sing
thank
it.
you. You're a
Rap
role
either.
model, and you should be
Thank
proud of
you.
yourself. And the city of Largo should be proud of themselves too for having
Yeah.
you be
I'm
such
a
an important part of
byproduct
them.
of this community, of the LGBT community, the National Association for Lesbian Rights, the National Center for Transgender Equality. Those organizations have been so critical in my journey. This is not something I did by myself.
No, but you did it well. I
Thank
mean,
you.
most people will be crying in their bedrooms and
Yeah,
never
locked
coming out.
in their house trying to
but
figure
not
out
you.
how. Yeah.
I think
Wow.
that's great.
Thank you.
Congratulations, congratulations, and the Grand Marshal Saturday.
look forward to
Anybody
seeing
that wants
that.
to come out and,
It's gonna be
and
fun.
get a wave in there to Susan. Go, hey, what's up? I'm here. I heard you on
Absolutely.
Media Talk.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
very
Have a
much.
good time tonight.
Thank you.